Hey everybody, my name is Scott Steen. I am the lead handicapper over at winnersandwhiners.com. Winnersandwhiners.com is the number one site in the world for predictive sports analysis on each and every sporting event going on in America every single day. Football, NCAA football, MLB, soon to be basketball as far as with the NBA, and college hoops as well. If you can bet on it in America, you can bet we're writing about it over at winnersandwhiners.com. And of course, make sure that you stop by and check out our YouTube channel where I do my daily video every day with three of my favorite pets from the world of sports. And we'll even do a few more on the weekend. So make sure you stop by and subscribe to the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel. Check us out on all the social media, of course, on our Facebook page, Twitter, etc. And if you like what you hear, you'd like to get a few more picks, please don't hesitate to stop by winnersandwhiners.com. Check out my premium service. I've got a plan pretty much for every budget and every size of bettor. I will include the link in the description of this video right here. And that, my friends, will be the last plug of the video. Let's take a look at some football, shall we? In particular, how about a game on Thursday night where we might finally have a good Thursday night game as the Philadelphia Eagles travel to the not quite frozen tundra yet to take on the Green Bay Packers. As we sit right now, early Wednesday evening, the line stands at the Eagles +4, down from a high of Eagles +4.5. First of all, anytime you start talking about this year's Green Bay Packers, you have to start with the defense, surprisingly enough. The Packers defense, they have been outstanding so far. They've allowed just 11.7 points per game. That leads the NFC and is second only to the New England Patriots as far as scoring defense goes. Their team, the defense ranks in the top three in the NFL in several important categories: forced fumbles, interceptions, sacks. They have a league-leading 8 takeaways and a league-leading +6 turnover margin. You have to give credit to Mike Pettine Jr. He's really done a nice job with this defense. He's changed up the scheme completely. He's made him a lot more creative and a lot more aggressive. So hats off to the Green Bay defense. It's for all the years up in Green Bay where Aaron Rodgers and Wealthy only had a defense, now they finally do. Now, as far as the Eagles go, they have it's kind of been a snake bit season for the guys gangrene so far. They have lost back-to-back games against the Falcons and Lions by a total of 7 points, despite being without a couple of very key pieces in the receiving corps in Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey for at least part of both of those games. Jackson has an abdominal strain. He's going to be out, looks like, 1 more week, while Alshon Jeffrey reports are, as of right now, that he will be able to suit up and go on Sunday. Very frustrating game for the Eagles to lose last week. They outgained Detroit 373 to 287. They had 22 first downs to just 16 for the Lions, and they dominated time of possession 32-18 to 27-42. They were doomed by a couple of critical drops at big times and a couple of weird fumbles that they gave up that really ended up costing them. And they also gave up a kick return for a touchdown and still just lost by 3. The Packers, they took on the Broncos, and in a lot of aspects, the Broncos actually outplayed the Pack. They outrushed them 149 to 7-7. They completely dominated the time of possession, 35-34 to 25-26. But again, a team that committed 2 fumbles and threw a bad interception, along with 6 sacks, pretty much sealed their doom. So it's going to be an interesting contest. Now, everybody's going to look at the matchup between Carson Wentz and Aaron Rodgers and thinks that's where this game is going to be decided. I've got a little bit of a different tack on this. I think the rushing game is where this one could be won or lost. For Philadelphia, Sanders and Howard, they seem to be getting better every game. And the Eagles, they are absolutely committed to running the football, and they've got to do that in order to be able to slow down the pass rush and open up the seams in the pass defense. Wentz hasn't thrown the ball a lot deep this season, and he's relying on short possession-type passes between the zones, between the layers of the zone to pick up yardage. So it's critical that they have to run the ball successfully to open up those lanes. The Packers, on the other hand, they thought they had their guy in Aaron Jones, but they have absolutely struggled to run the ball, as Aaron Jones just put up 19 yards and 10 carries last week. The Packers on the season have averaged just 3.4 yards per carry. And Rodgers is off to a surprisingly slow start. He ranks just 23rd in passing yards at just 215.7 yards per game. I think the Eagles, I think they're going to be competitive in this one. They need to cut down on the drops and the fumbles, but those type of things, especially by usually reliable players, is more a matter of just game-to-game variance, chalk it up to quote-unquote shit happens, and it's not likely to be repeated. Now, Green Bay, as we talked about, is very opportunistic. They do create turnovers. They do go after turnovers. So, will that be a problem? You know what? I don't know. I would think the Philadelphia Eagles will probably give up the ball at least one time, hopefully not at a critical juncture. But I think even banged up, Philadelphia has enough weapons on both sides of the ball to present the biggest challenge of the year so far to this Green Bay Packer team that hasn't faced a lot of great quarterbacks yet. The Eagles are 1-2. Like I said earlier, they lost 2 games by a total of 7 points. A lot is made about the dominance of home teams on Thursday Night Football. You never want to bet the visitors. Always fade the visitors. The home team always covers. However, fun little fact about that, those stats basically come from week 5 on. In fact, in the first 4 weeks of the season, the visitors actually have a small ATS advantage. And if you think about it, it makes sense. The short week is going to matter more the longer you go into the season. The more banged up guys are going to be, the more those aches and pains turn into things that actually end up slowing you down or keeping you out of the game. So far this season, and that is held true. The visiting team is 2-1 straight up and against the spread. By the way, the public is 0-3 in Thursday Night Football so far this season. And guess what they're doing? They're absolutely pounding the Green Bay Packers in this one. Smart man once told me you'll never go broke fading the public, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. Everybody else zigs. We're going to zag, kids. Give me Philly and the points in what should be a close one up there in Green Bay. All right, everybody, thanks very much for watching. Good luck on this game and all of your plays this weekend. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget to check us out on our YouTube channel there at Winners and Winers, and we'll see you again next time. Take care.